eventually.
Yeah,
That's their own loss.
So, you said you like the social aspect of shooting, like swimwear and fashion and stuff like that. What's your usual setup like on the beach? Like, do you have like a team of like 3 or 4 people, and are you big into like diffusers and stuff like that, or do you just kind of use what's the light that's around?
Yeah,
or?
usually I'll just use the light that's around. And like for a test shoot, I won't really bring a reflector or anything. It's just me and the model.
Yeah.
It then also depends on the budget. For example, if the client wants a certain look, so she'll show me, hey, this is the kind of photo that I want. And then I'll look at it and I'm like, oh, this looks like somebody who's using a reflector. Or they have a budget and they're like, oh, we want you to shoot this for $5,000-$6,000. And you're like, okay, well, how can I make this production look like it's this much money? It's like, okay, well, I got to hire an assistant. And then et cetera, et cetera. And then I'll use a reflector if it need be. But for the most part, I just literally just use natural light.
Nice.
And then my camera. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in Florida, that can be kind of tough just because you can go from sunlight to clouds in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Back like 10 minutes later.
Yeah, it's like that. Sometimes it's like that, and that aspect, it helps to have a reflector because then you can switch it to the gold side. Like it does help for sure. So for jobs, I usually like to have an assistant, but that also depends on the client.
Yeah.
But for test shoots, for the most part, it's just me and the model, and that's it.
Yeah, see what you can make.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or unless someone's like, "Hey, I would love to assist you one day on a shoot," and I'm like, "Okay, cool,
sure.
just come on down," and then he'll just hold the reflector, and I'm like, "All right, cool, just stand there, man, help me out."
Yeah,
like okay,
glorified stand.
Yeah. So
L stand.
Yeah.
Really. Now, noticing that there's like obviously a ton of other swimwear photographers, what in your process helps you stand out?
That's a tough question because when I first started, I would try to understand why it was that this photo was good. Like, you see a photo, then you see another photographer's photo, and you clearly are attracted to one photo more than the other one. And then there's got to be a reason. It's not just, there's got to be a reason why. The coloring, the composition, the way the model's standing, the colors that are in the photo, how it's edited. So I literally began to like research the composition. How does your eye analyze the photo? If it's darker on one side, it has to be lighter on this side, so your eye focuses on a certain subject. The lines in the background, so rule of thirds, the leading lines. So I literally like became addicted to like how to compose a photo well to attract the attention to the eye of the
beholder.
Yeah. So I just literally
I think that's the quote.
No, I don't think it was
the eyebrow. The eyebrow. I just want to.
I said it, and I'm just like hoping I was right.
Yeah. I was just like, that's it.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you went with it.
Yeah.
But I literally became addicted to figuring out why the photo was good. And then I just practiced, and then looked at other people's work and said, okay, what's this guy doing? Like, is he tilting the camera a little bit? Because, you could shoot straight, you could tilt it a little bit, and then that gives the lines a little bit of a different a perspective, which creates more attention to the photo. And, I mean, I just literally practice. There's no real, like, oh, I tried to do this, or, yeah. I just did it.
I think the thing is, once you understand all of those, you can start putting more of them together in one photo. Like, so if you have like 12 tools that you know of, you can start off by just focusing on one at a time, and then eventually you can put like 4 in one photo or 5 in one photo.
Right. So I mean, I guess that's what happened. I can't really explain like the process. I just literally was trying to learn how to do it, saw other people doing it, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do the rule of thirds, and then try it, and then would look at the photo, I'm like, this is not working, and then I'd move it and I'd change it and be like, okay, this is better. And then once I noticed what was good, I just learned to like do it again. So when I was out in the field, I see the photo, I can do it. And like before, I was like, I see something, but I don't know how to grab it, like So it just, I feel like it just kind of happened over practice. A lot of people ask me, oh, what's your strategy? What did you do? How did you get better? And I'm like, I don't know. You just practice.
Yeah.
Practice
Take photos
makes
every day.
perfect.
That's why I always compare photography to golf in that way. Just like you have a set of clubs, which are your tools, and as you practice, you realize what you can use to turn or curve, what you can use to pitch, what you can use to hit 200 or hit 300, and after you play, 100 or realistically thousands of times, then it just becomes second nature.
Right,
You
exactly.
can't really explain it. It was like, no, I can feel the wind. I know the distance.
Yeah,
Like I just know this club's gonna work best.
Exactly.
And that just comes with practice.
Exactly. Like people all ask me all the time, and I'm like, I literally became addicted to shooting. Like I would go to work and then set up 2 shoots after work, or before work I'd shoot 2 times. So a week I was shooting 7 to 8 models a week
That was
for
me
like-
when I
for
first
like-
got here.
for like a whole year and a half, just like
Whoa.
Yeah.
nonstop. Like
Damn.
sometimes I'd shoot 5 girls in a day. It was I had no life. Like I was work and then shooting, and then the girls would message me for photos, and I'm like, wait, this feels like a job now. Like this is not cool. Like it became to a point where it wasn't fun anymore. I was like, I'm doing it because I like it, but I'm just getting bothered by it, and then I have to edit the photos. And I was just like, this is no, like no. And then I started to learn how to charge, and then from there I was able to quit my job. But practice, literally, it's just